Why aren't they giving me all these? They're all the same. I guess I have to pass those down to you guys?
Yeah. Jersey got one. He's got one too, all right. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring this Tuesday, October 15, 2019, Board of Commissioners budget hearing meeting to order at 10:05 a.m. in the Commissioners Conference Room at 123 Wyoming Avenue at the Lackawanna County Government Center at the Globe. Roll call.
Commissioner Notarianni.
Here.
Commissioner Cummings.
Yeah.
Commissioner O'Malley.
Yes. Opportunity for the public to address the board. Wait 1 second, before we start that, would you like to stand for a second, real quick?
What are we doing?
Come on, Commissioners, who wants to come over? Come on, Commissioners. Ladies and gentlemen, for everyone that's here today, before we have everybody get speak for their comments, you know, we had a little situation this week where we said that, like, we were in a circumstance where we weren't having the meetings 2 weeks after the fact. Well, needless to say, I'm going to go over some of the rationale behind it a little bit after we go over public comment. But the big reason was because of the fact of what type of budget we're going to have. It's efficient, it's effective, it's a great budget, just like the other 6 have been. And now this is the 7th. So, ladies and gentlemen, there will be ample time for people to ask questions about the budget, add to the budget. We have opportunities to change the budget, so we have at least 2 to 3 weeks. So it's not like it's going to happen tomorrow and it's just over and we're closing it. So with that being said, I'd like to just open this up for the public for their comments. Thank you, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, opportunity for the public to address the board.
Joan Hodawana, it's 101 Penn Avenue, Scranton.
John, I'm still mad at you.
I'm mad at you too, because I am thoroughly confused. I just came from the Albright Memorial Library. Looked at your webpage, and it wasn't yet posted on your website. They didn't have a paper copy. I understand you're going to give a further explanation, but I just don't understand it. What were you thinking? I mean, you say to us, we'll have ample opportunity to comment on the budget, then why schedule here? I mean, all I know about the budget is no tax increase. Okay, that's wonderful, that's fine. And that's it. I don't know what your total revenue projection is, your total expense projection is, total assessed values for real estate, and all the budget lines. I'm thoroughly confused why you would choose to do something like that. I will be here on October 23rd, and I hope between then and now it will be posted on the internet, and we'll have a chance to look at it in great detail. But let me tell you the perception, this may not be the fact, but the perception when you do a thing like this is there's something you don't want us to see. This is not transparency. This is not full disclosure. I think you made a poor decision approaching the release of the budget in this fashion. Just thoroughly confused, and I would love to hear your rationale. I am not happy to have to come here this morning, and that's all I know about the budget is there's no tax increase. Woo-ah. Okay? That doesn't tell me as a taxpayer. And you have a fiduciary responsibility to be transparent in matters of finance. This is not transparency. Are you going to have another set of hearings scheduled down the road, or are we just going to rely on the regular commissioner meetings for input? You look very petty. The impression I'm getting, and that other people are getting, is, well, I'm not going to be here next year, so I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. It's probably not true, knowing the three of you, but that's the image you're projecting. Why would you shoot yourself in the foot this way? You know, when I was in the military, a lot of people would get passed over for promotion, and there's usually one of two ways they reacted. They either sniveled and whined about how unfair it was, or they held their heads high and they walked out in a dignified manner. Which way have you chosen?
Oh, thank you, Joan, for your comments. They're very nice. Okay, anyone else from the audience? Anyone? Okay, thank you, Joan. 2020 tentative budget presentation, please.
The County of Lackawanna's 2020 budget message. 2019 Lackawanna County budget funded accomplishments. Calendar year 2019 marked the dawning of a new era for Lackawanna County in its mission of providing programs and services for its 214,000 constituents. The newly remodeled Lackawanna County Government Center at the Globe opened for business, providing residents, corporate executives, the general public, and attorneys with a one-stop shop for all their business needs. Consolidating offices under one roof took time and creative innovations, but it was worth the wait for its convenience and decrease in travel time. And once again, county government adhered to his mantra of providing quality services, being cost efficient, and as always, doing more with less. In June, the county refinanced a 2009 bond series, saving $7.5 million and reducing the tax burden both now and in the future. The county has an innovator in incorporating the latest technology for its staff, departments, and row offices. It is embarking on new software for its land record system so that several offices can speak one language database for tax, assessment, billing, and other management functions. A unified parcel identifier was also installed to help update records and, more important, to add properties, land plots, and other structures to the tax rolls. This program will pay for itself because now locating these entities will generate more tax revenue. Human services remain our hallmark for serving the needs of the general public. Numerous contracts, agreements, and events were either approved or developed to assist the elderly, youth, homeless, and those in recovery, and also fight the opioid crisis. The Arts and Culture Department continued to enrich people's lives through a diverse array of initiatives for individuals of all ages and nationalities. Grant money was provided to municipalities, organizations, and individuals to aid them in both delivering services and activities and celebrating the heritage of our respective communities. The Lackawanna County Courthouse is the stately focal point of downtown Scranton. It underwent a much-needed sidewalk construction project, restoring the grandeur of the whole block, landscape, and the building itself. The development of the new Central Court building will provide construction jobs in a variety of trades to keep our people working for over a year. The project will also provide greater efficiency and safety for the courts, prison, public, and sheriff's department. Along with that and many other accomplishments, tax dollars were put to work to improve our roads and bridges network and will also be used to pave the main artery in Stauffer Industrial Park to keep commerce, goods, and services on the move. A new municipal solid waste plan was developed, safeguarding our county and environment for many years to come. Debt position. The county has been able to mitigate its annual expenditures for debt service by taking advantage of favorable interest rates. The savings from the refinancing of 2017, 2018, and 2019 allowed the county, without extending the maturity of any of the refinance bonds, to maintain its annual debt service in a manageable range. The county will continue to be diligent when seeking further opportunities to restructure its long-term debt. Financial policies of Lackawanna County for 2020. In 2020, the administration will again be conservative and demonstrate fiscal responsibility, restraint, and management when addressing the county's financial challenges. The administration will continue its commitment and addressing the constant challenges from facing county government on numerous fronts, especially in the area of its workforce. Personnel-related expenses, salaries, wages, and health care comprise 64.6 0.06% of the county's general fund budget, net of tax transfers out. Important features of the budget. The 2020 general fund budget includes no property tax increase. Many man-hours went into the preparation of the county's 2020 fiscal blueprint. Its goal is service to the 214,000 residents. The budget also reflects no cuts in programs that our communities and people rely on. The budget also contains provisions for our parks, human services programs, aging initiatives, environment, and spraying for gypsy moths and black flies, while also monitoring for various other viruses. We continue to meet the challenges of an ever-changing society by doing more with less in a fiscally responsible manner. It is vital to secure public input on this financial plan. The budget hearings are the perfect venue for the public to provide the commissioners with ideas they can review and implement where possible to help cut expenses further and generate additional revenue. The cost to run county government and its various programs is substantial. A prime example is the prison. A great deal of revenue is expended for staff, programs, medical treatment, supplies, and other ancillary services. This is part of our mission, and we will continue to do so as efficiently as possible. Reasons for minor financial policy, expenditure, and revenue changes from the 2019 budget. Due to continued pressure from shrinking federal and state funding, collectively bargained wage and benefit increases, and rising law enforcement costs, the county's 2020 budget will exceed the 2019 budget. During 2019, the county was able to capitalize on a significant surplus in its debt service fund. Since the county depleted the debt service fund surplus, the county will need to transfer additional funds from the general fund to the debt service fund for 2020. The human services area continues to be the main focus of the programs offered by the county government. In addition to that sector, emergency response, the court system, and other vital functions will comprise the majority of the county's 2020 expenditures. Budget overviews. The 2020 general budget fund budget totals $129,535,244. The 2020 capital budget totals $10,160,319. The 2020 debt service budget totals $20,646,975. The 2020 special purpose funds budgets total $52,944,518. This budget message is respectfully submitted on this 15th day of October 2019 pursuant to Section 1.12-1203 of the Lackawanna County Home Rule Charter.
Thank you, Fran. Opportunity for the public to address the board?
Can I have a copy of that?
Sure, you have it.
Joan Hodawan, it's 101 Penn Avenue. You know as well as I do that the devil is in the details, and so there's a lot of numbers that have to be examined. I printed out from last year's budget worksheet report, which the only document you have on the website, page 103. The revenue grand total for 2019, the final budget, was $557,609. What is the figure for 2020? The grand total for revenue, what is it for 2020? You should know
Mr.
this.
Durkin?
The number, Joan, is $239,176,663.
And how about the expense grand total?
Expense line total for
Grand total.
These are all estimates too, so.
$13,287,056.
Okay, so there's been $3 million plus decrease in expected revenue, the grand total. Is there any specific reason for that?
The result of that is from including the county's accumulated fund balance as a revenue number in our budget. In order to get the surplus, the county's accumulated surplus, into the budget, we have to include it as a revenue item in the budget.
You didn't
The-
do that last year?
Yes, we did. And that number is anticipated to go down from 2019 to 2020, the amount of the fund surplus. And so the surplus is less, consequently, the total revenue number is less.
Have you got a ballpark figure for the decrease in that number?
If you'll give me a moment, I'll find it.
It's 27 million. It's 27.
Let me get the exact number.
How many times
That's
did I
not
say
the
that?
decrease, though.
Was it 5?
Thanks, Fran.
Thanks, Fran.
This will take minutes, because that number is all funds combined, and so it'll
Tom, you
take me a
take your
minute.
time going through it, let Joan finish, and you can answer when,
Okay.
you can answer when we start to speak, right before the commissioner conference, so you can look through your stuff. Joan can finish up
Okay.
what her thoughts are.
Okay. When will the budget be posted on your website?
That should have been done already. I'm not sure why it's not up there.
Well, it wasn't done as of 9:40 this
It'll be
morning.
done today.
It needed to be read first.
Yeah, it has to be read, I'm sorry.
read first and then posted.
And you also post the budget messages?
Yes, they'll be
Yep.
posted.
Okay.
Don't they have to post it before we read it?
I'm very disappointed. I don't see many people from the general public here. I wish
I know why
more
we did
people
it.
had come. I hate
Why we
being
did that.
outnumbered by members of the media, but I guess that's just a fact of life. I do hope that you give strong consideration to actually scheduling specific budget hearings again in the future. You need to give people a time to look at the numbers, to take a look at your budget message, to compare to the 2019 and earlier budgets to look for trends. I was just overwhelmed when I saw that you were going to release the budget at 10 and 10:01, what's your comments? That makes no sense to me. Thank you.
Anyone else from the audience? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to just talk and then I'll speak a little bit later. We have not had a tax increase in 7 years. And this is monumental. You know, there's municipalities, local municipalities, that are going to have huge increases this year. County government has nothing to hide. I sat with our budget director, Mary Jo Granahan, Commissioner Cummings, myself, and our solicitor, and talked over this at our budget meeting, our last budget meeting. We were there. The names of everybody was there. And decided that we were going to do it on the same day. Because of the fact that we're going to have time in between the first reading, which you can't do, there's nothing that's going to happen at that meeting, it's just the first reading, and then the actual adoption 2 weeks after that. So there's ample time. This county has nothing to hide. We have a great budget, it's efficient and effective. Our staff does a job second to none, from our chief financial officer, our budget director, all of our directors and deputy directors. We were at the budget meetings. There's approximately 4 of them. We were at them. Because it's our fiduciary responsibility to be at these meetings. If there's a reason to be a commissioner, there's the meetings leading up to the budget that are the biggest meetings that you should be attending, because that's going to decide what the budget is for the following year. And we make sure that we're diligent and we're on top of it. And we made sure that we had our thoughts expressed, because we work on behalf of the 214,000 citizens until January. Then stop after May 21st. When we took the oath of office, it wasn't a joke. We were here to make sure the citizens were represented in all facets of county government, which we have done over the last 4 years. Whether it was the opioid crisis, consolidation of government, financial effectiveness, veterans, 911, 911 services, you name the department. We have done the most we possibly can with our budgets to make the county the best it could possibly be. And I feel that we've really accomplished that. There's nothing easy about being an elected official. Anybody who wants to do this, step up to the plate, because your biggest adversary, whether you do the right thing, the wrong thing, or the in-between thing, is going to be the media. And the problem is a lot of people are afraid to step up to the plate because of these situations. Being a commissioner is the greatest honor of my life, and I feel I could say that on behalf of the dais. When we walk into this building, we accomplished something that no administration could in basically a 3-year period. Actually, less than 3 years, like 2 years and 8-month period. Start to almost finish, to get everybody consolidated into a government that 3 other administrations would have loved to try to do, but they just didn't have the guts, or they did not have the financial opportunity. But we, as the Board of Commissioners of 2012, pulled the trigger. And I know what commissioners pulled the trigger. This was a hard undertaking, and making sure that government is run well and efficient and effectively every day is not easy if you're working hard at it. At this time, I'd like to introduce Commissioner Cummings for her comments.
Well, I mean, I just think that we've been the most transparent administration ever. We've all worked together, all three of us, and I'm not sure why you're upset, because every year nobody shows up at our hearings. So, like, nobody shows up to these. Last year we went around the county, and you know, that's the biggest thing I always wanted to do, is make sure the public know and are involved in the meetings for the evening meetings. That's why I started the evening meetings. And nobody shows up. It is disheartening, Joan. It really is. And the other issue that Commissioner had pointed out, Commissioner O'Malley, is it is a thankless job. You know, we did consolidate government. That was a huge endeavor. And, you know, I'm not sure if, you know, the public is even aware of how much money that they saved through consolidation efforts, because basically it's underreported. So, you know, the media is our enemy here. Well, it's my enemy, I know that. You know, I joined the president in the fake news agenda that I've seen. Our local media isn't as bad as national media. There are times that they come out with reports that are, I would say, semi-fair. But for the most part, you know, I think I have, and I've talked about it, I have 3 photo albums filled of nasty commentary from editorial pages. They basically ran the narrative for our, you know, our opposition to win. I mean, how much nastier can you get than some of the cartoon caricatures that they've written about, and some of the, I mean, the Scranton Times, I think they were the first, I was the first commissioner they ever apologized to for one of the articles they wrote.
That's because we put their feet to the fire.
I mean-
And a representative from the Women's Resource Center came down because it was just so outrageous.
Yeah, I mean, they went to the extent of, you know, putting a picture up with the, what, an axe in my head or something? What was that? I mean, they actually, like, I've never seen such nastiness as this. I actually have. It's at the national level. I watch our president go through it every day. And, you know, I mean, Commissioner Terrian, I really think you're a nice guy and all, but I mean, they don't give you any negative press, none. And it's, you know, congratulations. I'm happy that you don't have to deal with that, but that's the facts. You know, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe have some kind of relationship. I don't know. I have no idea why that is. But I mean, I have voted with you. You and I have voted on things that didn't happen, like that $5 registration fee. You sided with me, and I thank you for that. And you know, Commissioner O'Malley and I got the consolidation done, and I thank you for that, because I never thought I'd be a part of that. I'm very proud of the work that we've done here. all three of us, like I said, have either voted on one thing or another to save the taxpayers' money and keep them from getting overcharged or increase fees. The liens on properties, I basically sat in our meeting up in, I think it was it Dunmore, or where were we? And I literally begged you both not to put liens on people. I was ready to get down on my knees to beg you, and you finally, it was like, okay, we won't do that. So I thank you for that. I wish I could have gotten the 2-year mark taken down, because people weren't losing their houses before 2009. Their properties were not being taken away from them. That was started by Ron Kolodziejski, which I disagree with that program wholeheartedly. And I'd like to stop doing that to our poor residents that are losing their homes. Maybe I can get that done before the end of the year, hopefully. Like Commissioner O'Malley said, we haven't stopped working. There's a lot to get accomplished before December, and I'm trying my hardest to make sure I get everything that I promised the taxpayers done before December. I asked somebody asked me why I continue to do this and why don't I just shut my mouth, as they basically put it. Well, the fact of the matter is I'm still a commissioner, and I will not shut my mouth. I won't even shut my mouth after I'm no longer a commissioner, because I'll be standing up at that podium next year. And Commissioner Terriani has promised me that he's going to put a 5-minute dinger on me. But but I was coming to these meetings since 2009, and I'm not going to stop coming just because I'm no longer a commissioner. I have, some people that have their calendars marked. This is when her last day is, I know all about it. I hear all about it every day. Am I tough? Yeah, I'm a tough cookie. That's how I got here. That's how I got this position. I don't back down. I stand up on principle, and I'm proud of that fact. And I will never change. Never. I will never. That's who I am, and I won't apologize for it either. I believe in what I believe in. I believe in our community. I think we have a great community. I think our people are wonderful people. I think that they're easily misled by some of the media reports, but hopefully I'll be able to change that in the future. That's something that I'm planning on working on. As far as our budget is concerned, we're not done working on it. And Tom, we could still change this, correct?
Correct.
So, there's nothing. I have plans on changing items in here after this. I have things that I want to look at that we're going to have to vote on. And it is the final budget, so, at our last meeting, I'll have more of a speech to make. I wasn't planning on talking at all today. But off the cuff remarks, I don't know how much trouble I'll get in tomorrow, but whatever. This is our budget, and I'd be happy to sit with anyone that wants to go through the budget with me. Joan, if you'd like to go through it with me, I'd be happy to sit down with you anytime. And, thank you for those of you that did show up, and thank you, Joan, for showing up. I wish that there was 50 more of you that were here today. But unfortunately, and as we go through the county, maybe they'll make a liar out of me. Maybe they'll show up today. I don't know. But I think last year, the last meeting we had, I don't even think one person showed up, not one.
Just the elected officials.
Just other than the elected officials, and the public did not show up, which is definitely disheartening to me. I really wish more people would show up, but they don't. I don't even see the other candidates here. You would think, if nothing else, the other candidates that are running for this office would have shown up. None of them are here. But anyway, all right. Well, that's all I have to say. And I've enjoyed my time here, and I've enjoyed working with the different departments. And thank you, Mary Jo and Tom, for all your hard work, and for all the department heads. There are some departments that I wish I could change, and I can't because elected officials run them, unfortunately. So, but the ones that I can, I will. Thanks again, Commissioner, for the time to speak.
You're welcome. Commissioner Terriani?
I speak with Budget Director Mary Jo and CFO Mr. Durkin on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Again, this is a public budget hearing. I will reserve my comments until after we hear what the public has to say about it. I'll be glad to talk with you again about it. Thank you.
Tom, do you have that information for Joe?
It's not complete yet, Commissioner. I'm working on it.
Okay, you can give it to her.
Actually, Joan, I'm not sure where you're at.
Over there.
I'm trying to accumulate all these numbers. If you have a couple minutes when this meeting is completed and could come up to my office, I can actually run a report in my system to make sure I have all the numbers right. I think I'm getting them all, but this is manual math. I'm able to do a report, so if you can come up to my office, I can get you exactly what the numbers were, the fund balance at the beginning of the year and the end of the year, okay?
Actually, down to your office.
No, up. We're on the 5th floor, I'm on the 6th floor. But you've been there before, you know where it is.
Okay, I'd like to congratulate our citizens. It's another great budget, so this will be number 7. No tax increase. Government there working on behalf of the citizens every day, in every way. And, there's 40 municipalities, and each one of them has their own little government with supervisors, councilmen, mayors, controllers, tax collectors. Everybody has their own type of government, each municipality. Lackawanna County government affects every single citizen in some way, in some part in Lackawanna County. It really does. And I just think we have a great, great county. We have great directors, great deputies, great employees, and I think they go above and beyond. And in life, in anything, you have hiccups and things go on. But that is life. And with that being said, there's no tax increase. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today. I'd like to ask for a motion to adjourn. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.